بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وارزقنا فهما. صلى الله وسلم وبارك على حبيبك وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله في الأولين وفي الآخرين وحتى تلد الأرض ومن عليها وأكثر الوارثين. وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Our companion of the day is a gentleman whom we only have 2 notes of record in regard to. We have a record of an incident in his life before Jahiliyyah, and we have 1 note of record regarding when he embraced Islam. That was it. 2 points. Okay? However, he was a man, and we're always saying this unlike any other, but this man was a man that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam commented to and about like no other. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was impressed by him in a way that resulted in him complimenting him like he never complimented anyone else, which was not the norm for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And something happened to this gentleman. But before we get there, before Islam, to give you an idea of who or what type of man this man was, we have, like I said, 1 note of record of an incident in his life in Jahiliyyah. Now, before we delve in it or dive into it, there were some good people before Islam. And Rasulullah ﷺ said this to the Sahaba. And he spoke about people being like minerals, different types and qualities. And he said, خِيَارُكُمْ فِي الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ خِيَارُكُمْ فِي الْإِسْلَامِ إِذَا فَقُهُ فَقِهُ. He said, the best of you in Jahiliyyah will be the best of you in Islam if you are granted understanding, if you seek understanding of Allah and the Deen. They were hospitable, they were brave, there was honest amongst them, there was charitable amongst them, there was respectful amongst them, there were people of laws amongst them. And he said that we are not saying change everything. And therefore when he spoke about akhlaq, he said, إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ, he said, إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمَ مَكَارِمَ الْأَخْلَاقِ. I have only been sent to complete noble characteristics, because there was some noble characteristics before, right? And this gentleman was of that nature or category of an outstandingly good man in his dealings with people. And we'll see in this first incident, but more than that, Allah gave him something. Allah gave him size. He was a huge man. To the extent where there was a huge steed, a stallion that he was able to purchase. And even when sitting on that stallion, his feet would touch the floor. And as a result, he got a title, a name. His name was Zaid. Zaid ibn Muhalhil. His father's name was Muhalhil. But he became known as Zaidul Khayr, Zaid of the steed, Zaid of the horse. It became a rumored thing in the Arabian Peninsula. And there were people who used to meet him on rare occasions, and they would remember what they tried to describe him to others when they get to the cities. I ran into Zaidul Khayr. Man, what really? How did he look? And he was extremely handsome. And his features, his limbs were all, he was well proportioned, like Rasulullah was well proportioned. And the Prophet on the contrary was of average height, not too tall, not too, you know, he read the morning, but when he was in the crowd you could see him. Those days. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He wasn't so tall where you had to straight just look at him, neither was he short, you look down at him. But when he was in the crowd you could see him. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. But this man was enormous. Right? And handsome, and he had certain characteristics which we will see, and he was a meticulous perfectionist, and he was a man of family to the extent he was a tribesman, but he chose not to spend too much time with his tribe. He would move from place to place with his camels and his father, right? His camels and his father, and later his two sons. He had two sons who both became Muslim and were Sahaba as well. But something about him. He would move his father from time to time at different spots and check up on his tribesmen. Why did he spend too much time with him? Because other tribes would attack his tribe. He was very affluent. He had made some good business in the past. And not only that, people, when attacking his tribe in the beginning, they would then retaliate by sending him man alone, to avenge their tribe, and he would defeat guys and take all the booty and no one would stop him. He was a master archer, and you'll see. So he preferred not being too much with his tribe because he feared over his history had created some animosity. If people knew where he was, they would come and attack, and his tribesmen would get hurt. So this is not the life he led. So he would check on them from time to time, and he and his father was an old man, and he had two servants with him. Anyway, so where we start? This first note, right? It comes in our history books and some chain of narrators that there was a period in the Arabian Peninsula, a difficult period of drought. Animals died, crops dried up, there was very little produce. So there's a man who's linked to this historian, father, son. He says there was a man in this time of drought and time of famine. He lived with his family, and he took his family to Khayr. Khayr is a city in Iraq. And he placed his family there, and he took an oath with his family saying, you stay here with he had most likely had some other family members to care for his wife and children. But as the man of this house, I am not going to return until I come back with something good for us. Right? So he put his family and his children by other relatives, distant relatives in Khayr in Iraq, and he goes back into the deserts looking for some livelihood for his family. He says, I take an oath, I will rather die than come back empty-handed. One man. So he takes enough provision and he moves. After one day he comes to a tent, and he comes to a tent, a small tent, at night time. And he can make out that there's some small mules tied near this tent. And he says, I say to myself, this is the start of my acquisition. It's like survival, man. And the issue of tribes, and there were raids. There wasn't a raid, like a surprise attack. They would raid each other. And they would be tit for tats. And people are gone, and this was their life. So he says, this is the first day I'm going to take them. And he goes, and he loosens the rope of this one mule, and as he intends to ride it, he hears a voice. It's donker. He hears a voice that you don't know where it comes from, and the voice just says, just leave it alone and rather care for yourself. He says, I hear that voice, I don't know where it's coming from, and I leave and I move. That's how it starts, right? So just to show you, he was on the lookout for anything. He was like desperate. He was prepared to steal. So for 7 days, he doesn't see anyone. For 7 days, he moves, and his provisions are decreasing. And he comes to a pasture that they don't say, but I think most likely by the dung that was there, he realized they say pasture for camels, but there were no camels. But this dung is camel dung. And there were maybe some sheep on the side. And then he saw a huge tent, but there's something unique about this tent. This tent had a dome, and this dome was of leather, which is a sign of affluence. This is someone rich here. Okay? But there was no movement. So he told himself, and the sun is setting on that day. So he told himself, this pasture, there has to be some camels for it, might be somewhere else on the way. And this tent, there has to be some people living here. I'm going to wait. And he draws closer to the tent, and he's surprised by the shape of a man sitting in the center of the tent, right under the dome. But he wasn't sure if the man was blind only, or blind and deaf, or if the man could not smell as well, because the man did not stir. And he for 7 days was busy. He was smelly, right? The man didn't stir. Old man sitting in the middle of the tent. And as he's contemplating what to do, he hears noises and he sees people coming. So he goes into the tent, finds a dark corner in the tent. So he's in the corner of the tent. The old man is sitting in the center, and there's people approaching, and he peeks. And he says, as the sun was setting, I see the hugest warrior I've ever seen in my life. A groot man. Riding a huge horse. Right? Jawad and Ali. And on his sides are 2 slaves running. They're jogging along his side. And they are connected by rope. They're leading easily, he says easily 100 camels. And in front of these camels is a fahl. A fahl is a male steed, a male camel. It's like the leader of the pack man. Right? And as they growing close to the tent, they stop, and the male camel sits, the fahl, the huge male camel sits, and when that camel sat, then all the others went to sit. The nuq, meaning that's the plural of naqa, the female camels went to sit. Picture that scene. And he pulls back, and he hears this a strong voice saying to the servants, milk the fat she camel, milk it, and give drink to the chef inside, the elderly man. And he's looking, and he sees the guys have a container, and they fill the container, and they bring it into. Now he's sitting in the corner, and the one slave comes in and puts the bowl by the old man and retreats. And the old man takes a gulp or 2 and puts it down. Now he's thirsty, right? So now he looks, and he thinks to himself, it's now or never. So he draws closer softly, and the old man doesn't stir, and he says, I drink all the rest, I empty it, and I put it back there, and I go back. So now the servant comes in to seek out the vegetable, and he's most likely surprised because the old man, elderly man, he from there calls out to the warrior, the man drank it all. Right? So the warrior calls out, look, I'll nog een beetje voor. So he goes back and he wants some more, and he comes back in with the bowl, and the old man doesn't even touch the bowl. So now he's still got space because he would dance on the. So he goes closer, but he's clever. He says, I only drink half. Because I could finish it, but if I had to drink the whole thing up, he would become suspicious. I almost kind of suit those who see. So then he just hears commotion, and the warrior, the big man, is telling the other slave to slaughter a sheep. And he starts to get the aromas inside. He's saying, I'm smelling, and they're buying this thing, and they bring portions of meat in. So now I don't want to take a chance because the old man is eating, and they're sitting. Somehow he doesn't eat immediately. He hears them eating and talking, and then surprisingly, not long, they must have been tired, surprisingly not long, he looks and he sees them laying over outside, luckily outside, and he starts hearing them snore. The big guy, the big man, and the 2 slaves snoring. And it's now darker, obviously, right? And he draws closer and he eats all the things, and he waits his chance. He's not going to sleep. His plan is to steal one of those camels and ride away. Right? The problem with the character is this, he wasn't thinking clearly. He went and loosened the male camel, the leader. Right? And he took off. Okay? Riding. He rode until daylight and obviously became tired. And then he reached the spot where he was slowing down. Now he's leaving tracks, not realizing he's leaving tracks obviously. He was fully that space there. And he then slows down and comes to a halt and looks back, and initially he thinks it's a mirage. Because you see things in the desert. Allah Bitarin. I already was in the desert. And it takes his time breathing now, he made it, right? He's got something now. Strong male steed or a camel. But this thing is becoming bigger. That he's seeing, and it's really closer. And he realizes too late that it's the warrior. Okay? So what he decides to do is he's going to fight his way out of this. Because he's desperate. See, if I'm meaning, he's a man with a purpose now. So he says, I tie the camel. So he ties the legs of the camel, I think, so the camel doesn't run away. Okay? And he places himself with his back to the camel, and he takes out his bow and his arrow, and he aims. This is a nice stance. And the warrior stops when he does this. And the warrior calls out to him, loosen that camel. And he says, never. I left behind my family and children hungry in Khayr, and I took an oath that I will not return except for some wealth, or I'll die trying. So the warrior called out, you're a dead man. Loosen the camel. So he says, I will never loosen it. He's desperate. So this man is sizing him up. Okay? This man is prepared to die for a camel. He must be telling the truth, man. He's really got some family or something. So he said, the warrior calls out, like, woe to you! You're a foolish man. And then he does something strange. The warrior then tells him, now you have a camel. Have you ever ridden a camel? I've ridden a camel. Now if it trots, it's okay, up and down. But if it goes into a stride, a smooth stride, a camel is fast, and if you don't have a grip on the rope, you could easily slip. Okay? So what they do at times is, in the rope they make knots, so you can grip on the knot, man. In case your fingers move, you can grip on the knot. So he says, the man calls out to him, drop the rein of the camel. Drop the rein. So now the rein must have been over the neck. So he's confused. He then moves, and the camel's behind him, and it's standing, right? So he drops the rope, and it hangs here. So it's him, and the rope, and the camel. And he says there are 3 knots in this rope. 3 knots in the rein. So the warrior indicates to him, like this, what should I do? And he takes out his bow and his arrow, the warrior. So he understands the warrior is trying to show him that I am a better archer than you. So he says, okay, I have nothing to lose. He's not going to aim it at me. So he said, I point to the middle knot. And without delay, whoop, that man shoots from there into the middle knot. And as I'm looking at it, whoop, into the first knot, top. And lastly, into the third knot. He said, Exim died to put my bow down. I put my bow down, and I submit to him, and he draws closer to me in this huge form, and he comes straight to my face and he asks me, what do you think I'm going to do with you? So he said, I can't think anything good. So he says to me, why? He says, because I took your thing, and now you came so far, and you have gained control over me. So he says to him, like with a smirk, he says to him, how can you think I will do something bad to you whilst you share the night in the company of my father, sharing drink and food with him? You were there with my father. Alright? And he says his father's name. You spent time on that with Muhalhil, my father Muhalhil, drinking there and sharing food. So now he hears Muhalhil, so he asked him, Zaid al-Khayr anta? Are you Zaid al-Khayr? He says, yes. Because they knew Zaid ibn Muhalhil is Zaid al-Khayr. The rumored lone warrior, massive, huge man who does this and did that and was able to raise an entire tribe on his own. A tribe that had previously attacked his tribe. So people don't dare, and people that have tried to get, if they don't get him to get of his tribesmen, so he's moving around his own, his father, etc. The rumored warrior, mystical guy there in the deserts. So he says, if you Zaid al-Khayr, then be the best captain. Please be the best captain. I'm captain now, but you be the best. So he said, don't worry, move with me. So now they're walking. And as they're walking back to the tent, Zaid al-Khayr says to him, had it been my camel, you could have kept it. But it's my sister's. Right? It's one of my sister's camels. Look at this man. The guy stole from him. He made effort, left his father there, raced after him and all this. All this long conversation. And I said, had it been mine, I would have given it to you. So I said, look, but you came at an opportune time. I am on the verge of raiding the tribe. They did something, I have to get from them. So stay with me for a few days, and I have something for you. He says 3 days pass. Zaid al-Khayr leaves early the day, comes back with 100 she-camels, and he gives them all to me. And he appoints one of his servants to accompany me back to Khayr to secure, to be sure that nothing bad happens to me on the way. This is before Islam. That's the only documented incident that we have of him before Islam. Okay, there were oral traditions most definitely, and later on this particular thing got documented. So now, that is the picture of Zaid al-Khayr, Zaid ibn Muhalhil in Jahiliyyah. As for his picture in Islam, our books of history record that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his mission had begun in Makkah, and he endured all that he had to endure in Makkah, and time came for him to migrate and settled in Medina. And to a certain extent, because of what's to come, you'll see, because of the mention made of the Byzantinians, you can understand it's in the latter part of the Medina period even. So Badr done, Uhud done, Khandaq and all that, Hudaybiyah. So now there's some issue happening. Because Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam at a particular time sent a messenger out to Mu'tah. And Mu'tah was in Greater Sham, that's now part of Jordan. And this messenger was killed. They killed the messenger, which is not acceptable. The messenger is safe until decisions are made beyond by leave. Don't kill a messenger. You ask him for trouble, you will kill the messenger. A messenger of a particular chief or the messenger of any particular leader. So they were discussing at that time in Medina what to do. The guy didn't return, they sent things out and there's no sign of it. His life was taken and they got information. But now it was not only some Arabs there, it was the Arabs that had allegiance with the Byzantinians, with the Romans. So it's a different Nasi that you have to deal with. So it was at this time in Medina. Then more news, because he's moving along with his father, see, from point to point. So now he comes back by his tribe, he's privy to some more information. So he came to hear of Muhammad and his claim, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and what happened in Medina, Makkah and this, and now there's Medina, and there's something's happened there, there's brotherhood, and yes, and it was a battle, and Quraysh lost at the beginning, and even though there were more than them, and then there was Uhud, and there was like a defeat, and then other issues, and the Khandaq. So he's hearing this. So he goes to the tribe, and he speaks to the chiefs of his tribe, and says, have you heard of this? So to say. And he said, I think it's worth some investigation. I want to go and meet him. Zaid al-Khayr. With me? I want to go and meet this Muhammad. So they agreed it's worth some investigation because there were changes happening in the peninsula. Everything was changing. So he, with a few others, and they mentioned 3 names. Because the 3 names are significant because of what the one did. 3 names, they move together and they enter Medina and they come to understand that there's a masjid there, and if you want to find the Prophet Muhammad at particular times, you'll find him there. So they went straight to the masjid and they tied their camels, and as Allah wanted it to be, they enter at the time when Rasulullah is addressing the Muslimun and is on the mimbar. Now it's a scene to imagine, you must imagine it. These narrations, I think it's Amr ibn al-As or his son Abdullah, in particular because of what he said about loving to look at the face of Rasulullah, but he was shy always. So he would say the only person that had the honored position of sitting right in front of Rasulullah always and would look straight into the Nabi's face was Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. The others, when Nabi Sallallahu used to address us, most of the time we would be sitting with our heads down. Look, but then look down again. Can you imagine that scene? The only person who would be the one right in front of him, Abu Bakr, would be looking straight up into his face. And like we said yesterday, that narration, we used to love that. Anyway, so he and his tribesmen enter, and they're all looking down, obviously, or most of them, and Abu Bakr is. So the only person who can see them entering is the Rasul. And whatever Nabi Sallallahu was saying, Nabi Sallallahu notices them coming in, and I did that for you. He notices them coming in, and his conversation steers, and he looks straight at Zaid and those who entered, and he said, "What I have come with and what I represent is better for you than Uzza. What I have come with and what I represent is better for you than all that you've previously worshipped. What I have come with and what I represent is better than even your black camels that you love so much." In some narrations they speak about red camels. In this narration they speak about black camels. The muhaddithun or the historians say they may have gone through like phases. At times the red camel was the in thing. At other times, the fashion, the black camel was the in thing. And Rasulullah hears this black camel. He says to them, "What I have come with and what I have and what I represent is better for you than the black camels and all that you worship besides Allah." Right? These words affected them. The speech of Rasulullah was as if radiant and glamorous. And what also dumbfounded them was the relationship between those seated there, the companions, and him Sallallahu and their silence, and how his words must have been affecting them, because some of them must have been crying or something. Right? So the words went right into his soul. And those with him, except for one, also were affected. Right? The one who was not affected, this is now maybe not worth mentioning, but one of them, Zurr ibn Sadus, they say, he went tribal in his thinking. He said, this man, with that charisma, with that voice, with the way he speaks and his choice of words, he most definitely one day, a day will come when he will own the necks of all the Arabs. And I cannot see myself being owned by him. He's thinking like that. Forget that Allah was mentioned. He's thinking, me under this man as my chief, my leader, he went that way tribal. So they just say in one line, he then left Arabia, he went to Sham, shaved his head and became a Christian monk. But the others, Zaid and the others, they retreated quickly out of the masjid and they looked at each other. He said that, they said, okay, you left to your decision. But we were there. This is a good man. So they went back into the masjid and he stands in front of the rest of his tribesmen, and with his size and all, they all still engrossed in Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So now there was a moment of silence. He calls out, he says, Ya Muhammad, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa annaka Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Right? And Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam leaves all that he was doing and he comes straight to him. Now picture that scene. He comes straight in front of him and asks him, who are you? And he said, Ana Zaid Khayr ibn Muhalhil. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, no. From today you are not Zaid Khayr. From today you are Zaid Khayr. Change the lam to a ra. Not the Zaid of the steed, not the Zaid of the horse, but the Zaid of goodness. Alhamdulillah alladhi ja'a bika min sahlika wa jabarik. all praise to Allah who has brought you from the deserts, barren lands and the mountains, وَرَبَّقَ قَلْبَكَ لِلْإِسْلَامِ, and He softened your heart for Islam. So they all congratulated him and they all identified him as Zaid Khayr. But now it doesn't end there. And Muhammad then said, you have to come with me. You and your companions come with me to my home. But now the Sahaba heard this name. And it's a name they heard before. That not many had seen because of the way he moves around, right? So they also went. And there's a whole group that followed because they see at his size. Now, again, Umar doesn't say a thing if they don't mention of Umar. He was also in awe. Because they all heard about it. They were all in awe, and they mentioned after that Umar was also sitting there. And Nabi says something to Zaid in front of everyone else. Now, Muhammad also heard of him. And Nabi is of age now, right? And just picture the scene. And they go into the house. And because of what Rasulullah had heard, and because of what he just did now, this man, without even asking a question, he just said, I bear witness. He's a good man. He identifies the truth in clear. It's there for the taking, right? The Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam takes out like a type of pillow and gives it to him to sit on. And he gives it back. He thought it not appropriate to sit in the presence of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam on reclining. He just became Muslim. And Nabi Sallallahu gives it back to him. And they say it happened by thrice back and forth like this. Everyone waited now. No one says a word, and the two of them are giving it, and he's giving it back, and he's giving it back. When they finally got to sit, everyone's silent. He is silent. Because his mind is racing. He's got the nur of Iman that's growing. And he's in the presence of the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he had said those words, and he admired the man. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's voice, and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's features, and his presence. And now his companions here, they congratulated him, and he's got brothers. And he can see, but he never saw them, but the way they look at him is like, because they were in awe of him. So he was another man. But I want to come to something happened to him, and see what the reason might be. Everyone's quiet, but Rasulullah says three things. The first thing is this, he said, Ya Zaid, ما وصف لي رجل قط ثم رأيته إلا كان دون ما وصف به إلا أنت. Now try to understand this. He did not even have a response to these words because it was totally unexpected. Now Muhammad said to him, there has not been a man that was ever described to me and then I got to meet him except he was less than the description. Except you. You are more than what was described. People embellish things. People describe people to me when I finally got to meet him, the Rasul says, they were less than what except you. You understand that praise from Rasulullah? You are more than what was ever described. He does not respond to this. What can you say? So now they're silent again. So Nabi Sallallahu had an immediate affection towards him, love, and somehow, strangely, some admiration. So now what Nabi Sallallahu says next, we can understand that Jibreel must have intervened and said something. Because what he said next, you may have heard before, and the Rasul Sallallahu we have record of him saying this elsewhere, which is Sahih Muslim. He said this to someone else as well. He says, Ya Zaid, inna fika la khaslatayn yuhibbuhum Allah wa Rasuluh. O Zaid, in you there are two attributes which Allah and His Messenger loves. Now by Rasulullah referring to himself in third person, you can see in a way he was said to say it like this. Otherwise he would have said, you have two attributes which Allah and I love. He says, in you there are two attributes which Allah and His Rasul loves. So now here he says, وَمَا هُمَا يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ. What are these two attributes, Ya Rasulullah? And Muhammad says, Al-Anat wal-Hilm. Al-Anat is عكس التعجل or عكس العجلة. To be composed when you do things, not to rush things, right? Is there an appropriate singular English word that would suit that and encompass its meaning? Because from the hadith, Nabi says elsewhere, التأني من الرحمن والعجلة من الشيطان. Yes, to do things in a composed, pace, structured manner is from Allah, from the Rahman, and to hasten when you do things is from Shaitan. So Nabi says, you have two attributes which Allah loves. What are they, Ya Rasulullah? The one is Al-Anatu, and the other is Hilm. The Anat is composure when you do things, calm when you do things. Right? Not haphazard. And the other is hilm. And I choose to translate hilm here as concern for others. And where do you see this coming to the fore? 3 things so far. Before. His father was with him. And when they came after a long trip, the first thing he told the slaves to do was to milk things for his father, isn't it? And after they had slaughtered the sheep and roasted it, first take it for my father, isn't it? Now. And then he said to that man, I would have given it, but it's my sister's. It's my sister's camel. Did it? And then last but not least, what he did for the man. He took the man's word and he gave him what he must have fought for them, put his life at stake, defending his tribe and doing things for them, and he gave that man all that. So, al-anat wal-hilm. Your composure when you do things, and your concern for others. So now he responds. He says something beautiful. He says, Alhamdulillahi alladhi, Alhamdulillah, all thanks to Allah, alladhi ja'alani ala ma yuhibbu Allah wa rasuluh. All praise to Allah, you can say, who has made me in a state that is pleasing to Him and His Messenger. All thanks to Allah who has made me this way, a way that is beloved by Allah and His Messenger. Okay? So now this here leads us to the issue of the Romans and the Byzantines. And things were discussed, so now they're quiet, right? They maybe bring in something else. So he's a warrior par excellence. He has proven himself. Not dependent on others, but does his thing himself over and over. So now his presence among the Muslims obviously gave them encouragement, right? So he says something, he says to Rasulullah, they're speaking about the Romans, new types of strategies and fighting techniques in this. Give me 300 good warriors. Give me, Ya Rasulullah, 300 good warriors, and I guarantee you, I will raid them like nobody's business, and I will obtain from them what others are not able to. And Nabi Sallallahu says the third thing which I want to tell you. He says, Wallahi darruk ya Zaid. This is an expression when you are impressed by someone and you say, I have no words to describe you, like you are marvelous. And Nabi Sallallahu literally says, Ayyu rajulin anta. What type of man are you? Nabi never said this to anyone else. What type of man are you? So, what did Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? And we understand from here, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam then chose to have him return to his people and speak about Islam instead firstly. You with me? And then come back and see what can be done. So now, he and the new Muslims, they may have learned a few things and they set back to return to the area, and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam bids him farewell. And the Rasul, as he leaves, the Rasul says again, as if like, and he says in the third person now, Ayyu rajulin hada, what type of man is this? Impressed by him. But then he says, Kam sayakunu lahu min ash-sha'n. How an elevated status wouldn't he have amongst us, a rank amongst us? Law salima min waba'i Medina. If only he was safe from the epidemic of Medina. What was that? Why did the Nabi say this? Because at the time, an epidemic of fever had begun in Medina. No one knew. And the Rasul is documented to have said this as he's leaving. If he were to come back, he would have an elevated status amongst us. If only he was safe from the epidemic of Medina. And now the others who were with him narrate that as they're traveling, he then becomes weak. And he then asks to rest, which is not common for him. And he visibly now has this fever. Okay? And then they pass by a particular area, the land of Khayr. And he knows there's Muslims there, but he also knows that they have some animosity with his tribe. So he tells his compatriots, fellow travelers, rather take another route, because I fear if we go there and they see me, they will attack, and I do not want to fight a Muslim. Right? So they end up somewhere else. And there's people that want to help him, and they maybe tend to him. But he is trying to fight the fever, and it overpowers him, and he says a few things. It's not documented, I found it elsewhere, and I want to quote you one verse that he quotes for our sisters up there. He says something, and he then reads his last, and this author says here, of the document that you have in PDF, he says, Allah made it such that He breathes His last after having accepted Islam and not falling into even one sin. Okay? So back to the hadith firstly. That Muhammad said, خِيَارُكُمْ فِي الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ خِيَارُكُمْ فِي الْإِسْلَامِ إِذَا فَقُهُ وَفَقِهُ. The best of you in Jahiliyyah are the best of you in Islam when you gain understanding. And the most important understanding as we have been sitting and listening is the understanding and knowledge of Allah. Good men, good character, loyal and characteristics that are all noble. And Nabi Muhammad came to complete, but they had noble character. All that they lacked was Iman. Right? It's as if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it such that He gives the opportunity to cleanse Himself from any kufr and shirk, illuminate Himself with Iman, and because you are such a good person, there's no more purpose for you on this dunya. Come now. Right? That's number one. What else? The way Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam received him and addressed him, and the way the other companions were in awe of him, and then this issue of the battle coming up, him in their ranks might have caused something. What? Him in the ranks of the Muslims might have diverted them to him and not to seeking help from Allah. Haysa with us. And he is this strong man, and he's got all this wins and all this achievements and victories under his name. You know, we will definitely win. It makes you think of Umar and Sayyidina Khalid ibn Walid. When he called him back after all the wins and stuff, isn't it victories? He said, yes, can you retire here? We don't want them to come to understand that it's because of your presence that they are winning. Allah, Allah, Allah. Anyway, so likewise, a similar setting. It's an unexpected ending, is it not? But Allah knows best. But what we learn from the narrative is one more thing. In that you might come across, as people ask you, you might in your school or in your workplace or in your community come across people who are not necessarily Muslim. All they're waiting for Allah guides, right? Jalla Jalla. But Allah's given us some amanah. And our amanah is that of da'wah. And it may not be words, it may be the way we deal with them. It may just be our relationships with them. It opens up the way, and it's so good. All that they needed was, and you hear this before, we know people say this. You know what I saw? Goeie persoon, only they were Muslim. Isn't it? The reverse is also sad in about people who have Iman, but shaitan's waswasa and shaitan attacking them in their own nafs. So make dua for the ummah. Allah return the ummah to the book, beautiful, and return the ummah to the example of Rasulullah, beautiful. Return the ummah to deen, because only in deen there is success. Only by working on our Iman constantly will we gain success, and will we gain our rightful place as the representatives of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَلَا تَهِنُوا وَلَا تَحْزَنُوا وَأَنْتُمُ الْأَعْلَوْنَ إِن كُنتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ. Do not be sad and do not despair, but understand this: the only way you're going to be on top again and surpass everyone else again and regain your position is if you are true believers. May Allah grant us understanding and open our minds to draw appropriate lessons from these people, our brothers in faith, the Sahaba of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But more than that, may He give us the strength of character to implement and live better lives through our knowledge of their lives. Ameen. And may Allah grant us the honor of being resurrected under the flag of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in their company. Ameen. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa barik ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.